And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of ESL Open Cup Americas, probably number 191. I'm of course Gerald's live VIP, and with me I'm joined by the lovely people in the chat. Hello, Frost, Tater Tutor, C Grail in chat, Jeff Bezos. Oh, the sauce. Thank you so much for dropping by, and we are going to be kicking things off with a PvP. We can delve into the brackets after the series. In a moment, we can jump into the bracket. We can go over all the players, all the matchups, all the lineups, and all the possible outcomes here of this tournament. But here we are with a PvP, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gressman, we have the Polish Protoss player. He is red, representing Storm Gaming. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Protoss representing Storm, as well as this is a team kill. It is Hupsaiya. Here we go, NA versus EU, and Hupsaiya, he is making sure that there's no crazy shenanigans going on. He did rotate around, he did check his own kind of smoke pillar location here as well, which is very common for proxies, and he does throw down a proxy pylon of his own. Is going to be a fake proxy pylon just out of the map, just to make sure that Gerald is on the up and up. Again, Hupsaiya is a player notorious on the NA region for being you know, a little bit NA, a little bit aggressive in nature, so he's going to be playing with his reputation a little bit by going for that pylon out on the map, and Gerald is going to be looking for that, is going to be making sure he's keeping up here with what Hupsaiya is up to. As interesting, we commit to the proxy, and Hupsaiya is going for a proxy Twilight Council. Meanwhile, if you look at Gerald's pathing here with his rally, he's gonna see this. Gerald is gonna come across this. He is gonna stumble upon this pylon. Meanwhile, he does have a second probe out on the map, again checking the northern portion while he checks the south here with his first probe. And he does come across the pylon. He's fully aware of the proxy, and this could even be a proxy Dark Shrine. I'm sure Gerald is going to want to come back in and confirm what Hupsaiya is up to. Meanwhile, we have two adepts going across the map. They're going to be avoiding the first two stalkers of Gerald. Gerald is looking to shut down this pylon. The adepts, though, are looking for some economic damage, but Gerald is ready back at home. He has a probe on top of the ramp, getting ready to throw down a pylon as well. Oh, we commit to the Dark Shrine. Pylon is going to go down. Dark Shrine should be cancelled. Meanwhile, as the adepts do rock up, we do have a full wall with that shield battery. Stalkers have shown up as well. Good target firing by Gerald. Meanwhile, the pylon goes down. Hupsaiya is going to shoo away these stalkers before he's forced to cancel the Dark Shrine, so at least he's able to keep it alive. But alas, everything here is depowered, and we have more stalkers on the way. Gerald looking to shut this down. He's going for a safety rover behind this, so he will have access to detection. He will have access to dealing with those DTs, as the stalkers are going to be able to take down the first stalker, and they're looking to take down the other as well. Proxy pylon being thrown down. Hupsaiya, oh my god, looking to warp him some DTs as quickly as possible. Can the Dark Shrine finish in time? Can we warp in any DTs? Up. Oh, the answer is we can, as stalkers do come in here to try to disrupt Gerald. In the end, Gerald, he will be able to, or he should be able to deal with this, but is maybe losing a little bit too much. Gerald is forced back. Proxy gateway is thrown down, and Hupsaiya, he can commit to his DTs. There we go, they are on the way. Now, unfortunately for our green Protoss player, we have detection. Observer is coming out. Gerald, he knew that the likelihood of him killing this Dark Shrine was pretty low, so he is going to be committing here into his detection. He has an army back at home as well. He has an answer for the DTs. Does have an answer. And here we go. Adept is going to be shading on forward here. The Archon is forced to morph in. We have a recall as well. Up! And the Archon will survive. Adept does shade in, and we're looking for some damage, but there's a shield battery in the mineral line. The probes should be kept safe and sound. So far, Geralt is in the driver's seat. He's been able to scout everything, shut everything down. He's ahead in workers. He is ahead when it comes to tech. Actually, slightly behind when it comes to his blink timing, but the tech is exposed, and at any moment, Geralt could try to move out. He could try to shut down this Twilight Council again for a second time. Meanwhile, Hupsaiya getting ready here for a push through the center of the map. Does have his stalkers, his Archon in position. He's getting his own natural up and running as well, and getting into the swing of things. This proxy gateway is going to be shut down in the center of the map, so again, a big loss here for Hupsaiya. Just resources down the drain. Hallucination is going to be scouting across the map. Could even check to see if we're actually upgrading here to confirm whether or not there's blink, and there should be, as of course Hallucination does confirm that it is researching. Goes into the main, making sure that there's nothing else kind of weird on the way from Hupsaiya. No Robo. We have a Forge on the way. Courser +1, and Gerald is going to be rotating around. As the army of Hupsaiya is back at the natural, that means that this pylon is going to go down. We will be able to delay Blink. I don't think we can kill the Twilight Council, but we can at least kill the pylon. And there we go. Hupsaiya, he responds. He's going to be moving out with his army. Ooh, Blink is delayed. Can we get the base itself? Oh, please leave me alone, Papi. Leave it. Oh, he stopped. Oh, he's gracious. Gerald from Rivia. Oh, he's an honorable Protoss player. You know what? They are teammates, you know? They care for each other. Gerald, he knows that playing PvP without Blink is devastating, right? Like, it's are you really even playing Protoss if you don't have... Like, are your Stalkers really anything without Blink? So he knows that Hupsaiya feels empty inside, and the pylon finishes, and you know what? Blink will complete. Ah, wholesome. Protoss killing Protoss. And I mean, Geralt, he... I'm sorry, letting him know. It's like, you can die now. I give you permission to die, Twilight Council. Oh. Smooch. But Geralt, like, he can afford to, like, be lenient to Hupsaiya. What I mean by that is that Geralt, he's ahead in workers, he's ahead in supply, he's ahead in every other aspect. The only thing Hupsaiya has right now is +1. Like, +1, there is a window, there's a timing where Hupsaiya has that over his opponent. But outside of +1, like, it would have been brutal here. If Hupsaiya lost his Twilight Council, that would have been game. Like, he would have, like, oh yeah. Never mind. I mean, Blink would have been heavily delayed, but Hupsaiya does make a backup Twilight Council, you know, just in case things went awry. Just in case Geralt wasn't lenient to him, wasn't merciful. Oh, here we go. As we do see Gerald's back at home, just going to be building up his gateway count. We've got 4 more gates on the way. We got Charge on the way as well. And yeah, Gerald, he's just kind of building up his forces here. Working on a 4th base as well. Like, there's nothing really too concerning for Gerald. We do have +2 on the way for Hupsaiya. That is going to be another big power spike, another big timing for Hupsaiya as well. But we'll see if Gerald is going to allow that to happen, and if he's able to even hit Hupsaiya before that upgrade really does kick in. There we go, +1 is about to finish up for Geralt, is moving out with everything he has. The pylon is thrown down. And the push is about to commence. Okay, looking at the army, looking at the units tab, we do have 2 Immortals here for Geralt. We got, oh my god, 27. We're up 10 Stalkers compared to Hupsaiya. We're up in Immortals. Hupsaiya, he doesn't really have too much technicality here to his army, unfortunately. Yeah, no defensive Immortals. The Archon helps against charge lots, but I don't think we really care too much about that. We do have an Adept across the map, and it's doing what it can. You know, it's picking away at the workers, and it is getting 2 probes here. But Geralt, he can focus on his push, focus on his assault. Zelt's getting ready to come in for a flank as well. Hupsaiya, he wants to fight with Overcharge, of course. But he's being zoned away from his own natural base. And yeah, from here, Geralt, he just blinks on forward as well. He knows that he has such a massive advantage right now. The Archon is about to go down. Overcharge will keep the Archon alive a little bit longer, but there's still just an overwhelming force here for Geralt. The Immortals, they just chunk through that Overcharge anyway. Just not enough healing, not enough to outdo the DPS here of Geralt's army. The concave is real, and Geralt is going to be able to bust on through, shut this down. GG gets called, and Geralt takes game number 1. GG. giving his opponent a chance as well. Again, being merciful and allowing him to finish Blink. Beautiful. GG. GG, well played. As Gerald will take a lead in this series and is one game away from advancing on into the next round as well. As we just make sure that everything is good. There we go. Oh, I'm here. Oh. Un momento, papi. Un momento. I'm just trying to fix my green screen as we get ready for our next game. We better? God damn it. Hold on. Something's wrong. Is this better? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're good. So getting into our next game, into Dragon Scales. Again, after this series, we can go over the brackets. We can go over all the potential matchups, all the lineups that we have before us, and you know, we can have a look at our road here to the finals and kind of my idea of kind of how we want to traverse through this bracket and where we want to go. Here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the Polish Protoss player. He is red, representing Storm Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Protoss, also representing Storm Gaming. It is Hupsaiya. Here we go. Already we see a difference here. Hupsaiya looking to go for a gate expand on the low ground, as to be expected on Dragon Scales, and it's Gerald that's doing something a little bit different here, playing this out very safely as well. This does make a lot of sense. Again, Hupsaiya, he's known for being a little bit cheesy, and I mean, we saw that last game, right, with the proxy Dark Shrine. So Gerald, he's not risking it with the gate expand, and by going for a 2-gate opener like this, Gerald could potentially go for an all-in himself and punish the greed here of Hupsaiya. I say punish the greed, punish the economic opener of Hupsaiya. There it is, we have the 2-gate opener from our red Protoss. He goes across the map, he does scout and confirm the gate expand set up here from Hupsaiya as well, so he now knows that Hupsaiya is potentially vulnerable to an all-in, and Gerald could take advantage of that. Meanwhile, one probe does go down. Hupsaiya coming out on top here with the probe micro, does pull 2 more workers off the line as well, so already a good amount of damage being done here. Gerald, can he make up for it across the map? We are chronoing out the first Zealot. Gerald is forcing a reaction here. With this Zealot, it does look like Hupsaiya does indeed plan on expanding, and he does want to, you know, be economic here in game number 2. Second gas is being taken. We could, of course, work on some tech first as well. And Hupsaiya is not wrong. He did kill a probe. Like, that's 1 probe kill and lost mining time as well. Like, it's over. Cap. As we do see, the pylon is going to be cancelled in the end. Probe does go down, and Hupsaiya can expand. Of course, Gerald doesn't know that. He doesn't know that the expansion is coming, but there it is. Nexus is thrown down. And now I'm more like interested in what Gerald is going to do. So, with a 2-gate opener, Gerald, he has a production advantage. He has... Gerald, he does have a unit advantage here, and he can try to flex that and be hyper aggressive across the map. The ping, Papi, the ping. It's true. So we are on the NA server. It is, of course, ESL Americas. So we are playing on NA. I'm going to be forcing a cancel on that pylon. But yeah, from here, Gerald, if he wanted to, he could have tried to go for a proxy pylon out of the map, gone for a robo, throw down a 3rd gateway, and gone all in. It looks like Gerald is planning on expanding. He has a safety shield battery on the way as well, just in case any kind of unit were to show up. It makes sense because Gerald doesn't know if there's an expansion. It could have been Stargate before Nexus, so there's a reason why the shield battery is done as early as it is, to be done in time for that first Oracle. Meanwhile, Stalkers move out. Ooh, Hupsaiya almost losing one of his Stalkers here back at home. Alas, Gerald is denied entry up this ramp, and we can see Hupsaiya, he's going for a Void Ray first. Interesting choice. So typically we would be seeing an Oracle to harass across the map. A Void Ray to me screams that Hupsaiya is scared. He wants to be as defensive as possible, and a Void Ray will help a lot here in the defense against the massive amount of Stalkers that Gerald has. Of course, Hupsaiya, he knows that he's at a disadvantage when it comes to the gateway count, so he needs something to support his army, and the Void Ray is just that. The Void Ray should be able to shoo away these Stalkers. Hupsaiya has some breathing room. Gerald back at home is going to be going for a Twilight Council before Nexus. Interesting. Okay. Nexus is on the way, don't get me wrong, but Twilight Council is done at this point. We do have Blink already on the way. Oh, and the armies are going to be engaging here. Oh, this is an overextension from Hupsaiya. He's going to be losing his Void Ray, his Stalkers as well. Everything is going to be going down. Ay, this should not have happened. Hupsaiya, we were talking about the Void Ray is great defensively, but to move out like that, he exposed himself. Every unit's going to be going down, and this could just be game. Look at the units tab. One Oracle is all he has to defend, but we have a stasis trap. Oh! Big stasis trap on the army. If it wasn't for that, Hupsaiya may have died. He may just be dead if it wasn't for this stasis trap, because he only has one unit. He has shield batteries, yes, but he doesn't have enough energy for an overcharge. These Stalkers would have gotten out of control, especially considering that Hupsaiya only has one gateway. He can only warp in one unit at a time. He's still in trouble, but less so than before, as Gerald does back off. Meanwhile, Oracle is going for some harass across the map, but we have a shield battery in both mineral lines, so Gerald is safe and sound. He's just waiting for Blink to finish. He's got 2 more gateways on the way, so it's going to be 4 gate Blink Stalker from Gerald. Very solid kind of setup here from him. Robo's on the way, I imagine, for a warp gate, for obviously observers, but reinforcements to be able to reinforce on the front lines. He dips into the main base, trying to get some scanning information. Gerald, he does go for a third, okay, so he's not going to be going for additional gateways. He's not going for a 2-base all-in. I do think that Gerald could do that, but instead he's more concerned with catching up economically. Which means that Hupsaiya has a chance here to recover. You know, he's getting into his own gateways, he's building up his own army. Hupsaiya does have a worker lead because of the faster Nexus, but he doesn't have a third base yet. That's something that he's lacking, and he's going to be behind it, as the third is halfway done for Gerald. As Hupsaiya is just working on his forge, working on +1, he's going to be relying on mass Blink Stalkers, just like his opponent, so it's going to be Stalker v Stalker. You know, kind of divergence when it comes to army composition. No one's going into faster charge loads or into an immortal heavy composition. And Gerald is going to be backing off. Looking at the units tab here, we do have pretty comparable Stalker counts, so Gerald has to respect that. Really, he's just posturing. Gerald, he doesn't plan on committing to anything. He's just keeping Hupsaiya busy while he gets away with a faster third. Like Gerald, he's just chronoing out probes and saturating his base. Of course, Hupsaiya does see that. Ooh, Oracle is going to go down. Good catch from Gerald. And he's just getting further and further ahead at this point. Gateways are on the way. Hupsaiya, to try to make up for this deficit that he has, and it's a pretty big deficit just because of how long it's taking to get this third base up and running. He could go for Immortals. He could go for disruptors, DTs. Like, there are certain ways to come back here in PvP or to make up for a disadvantage. Of course, outpositioning your opponent is another big thing. Like, that's the thing about Blink Stalkers. They're so mobile. If you're able to somehow slip by, get into a natural, pick off like 5 probes and then recall back home, like, that's just worth it here to try to go for. We can see that we have something similar in mind. 2 adepts are looking to shade into the natural. Again, 2 adepts do one-shot workers. Ooh, they won't just shade in, they'll also scout the tech as well, as this Dark Shrine is thrown down. The adepts are shading on in, and Hupsaiya, he will get eyes on this. Oh, a little bit mistimed auto attacks though, as finally one probe goes down. There we go, now they are lined up, but only 2 workers. What's important though is the scouting. I mean, now Hupsaiya knows that he needs detection. Sure, he has a Stargate for oracles, but we should be seeing a robo momentarily for observers. We should be soon. There we go. Robo's now on the way. Meanwhile, Gerald, he's going to be rotating around the long way around here on the right-hand side. Does he have high ground vision? At the moment, he does not, so he can't blink into the main base. Not yet. Not without a hallucination or an observer. Gerald is getting his 4th base up and running. And, oh, he has to be very careful not to be caught out. A lot of Stalkers are already in position. Gerald does take down one of the Stalkers of Hupsaiya, so Hupsaiya's got to be careful. We have a second robot on the way, Robotics Bay. Gerald, he's setting up for a Disruptor transition. He knows that his Dark Shrine got scattered, so we can see that Gerald, he hasn't committed to any DT harass, which makes sense. I mean, there are cannons everywhere, like there's detection, like you don't want to risk it. Gerald respecting his opponent quite a lot in his ability to, of course, respect the Dark Shrine. And we can see both players just posturing here. +2 on the way. 4th base on the way for Hupsaiya. Once again, very late compared to Gerald's. Geralt is already fully saturated, and Hupsaiya, he's halfway done with his own 4th. So perpetually like one step behind when it comes to the economy, unfortunately. Do you see some Adept Harass trying to slip on by, but alas, will not escape the clutches of these Stalkers. Geralt is pulled out of position, so Hupsaiya, he's going for a big counterattack. He's going to try to punish this 4th base. Geralt, though, coming in from behind. Hupsaiya's going to respect that. At the same time, DT's waddle on in. No cannon at the nat. Okay, so there's a cannon at the natural. There is only one, though. The DTs are looking to bust their way through. We do force a recall. Cannon goes down. Oh, and we don't recall an observer. A misstep there from Hupsaiya. He's going to be losing his mineral line, or losing mining time, of course. DTs, they get into the main. And now the main army of Gerald's pushing on forward. Hupsaiya is being pulled apart by the DTs, by the army. And the DTs have still not been cleaned up. They're still in the main base. Overcharge will keep this pylon alive. Stalkers are tied up at home. And Geralt, if he wanted to, could just keep on pushing. Behind this, Disruptors are finally hitting the field. Bold move here by Geralt, especially if he's at a ping disadvantage. It can be really risky relying on something like Disruptors. But as long as we get some half-decent connections, it is going to be worth it for Geralt. He's even getting into Colossi. Oh my god. Colossi are also on the way. So this is an alternate route to deal with Zealots, basically. Archons are ideal, but Colossus are another option. Often you don't really see Colossus just because Disruptors are just better overall. But like putting into context the fact that Geralt is playing with ping, it would maybe be wise not to overly rely on Disruptors and to have some other form of splash damage here to support his army. So it does make sense. As Geralt is double expanding, you see Hupsaiya going to be rotating around, does force a cancel on the center base. At the same time, the main army is pushing on through towards the left-hand side. Geralt does leave some units in position, but not too many, as he was unable to split up his army well enough. Here we go, Hupsaiya, he is breaking through on the left-hand side. Overcharge will be keeping Geralt alive. And once again, Geralt being forced out of position. Hupsaiya is now. It's now going to be his turn to pull Geralt apart. He does force 2 cancels, one at the center base, one on the right-hand side. Geralt not able to get these bases up and running. But he is looking to catch these Stalkers. He just barely cannot. Actually, he should be able to cut off these Stalkers, and yeah, does force a recall. And we could end up in a really weird base trade. Yeah, we have a wall of cannons and shield batteries on the way. Geralt, he wants to try to defend with the bare minimum. One Colossus goes down already. Again, Colossus are not ideal against Stalkers. They merely tickle them in a way. And Geralt has to commit here to his own push. He's able to barely hold on with the bare minimum. And I'm sure Hupsaiya is wondering, where is the main army? I mean, Geralt sees. He did have an observer. He is aware of where his opponent is. Disruptor, up! Ooh, big Nova already taking down 2 of those Disruptors. Yeah, the Novas here from Gerald, not really too ideal at all. And Hupsaiya is coming in force around as well. Focusing down the Disruptors, they will not get any shots off. This is what I was worried about when it comes to the ping. Disruptors not really handling themselves too well. And Geralt is bleeding out a lot of units. Here we go. The Colossus are soon to hit the field. Disruptors coming in as well. Nova will go up. Oh god! Late blink from Hupsaiya. He takes a Nova to the face. And 1 Nova is sometimes all it takes. That Colossus putting in some work in the back line. Putting in a lot of work. Oof. Stalker goes down. Hupsaiya's center base is going to be cancelled. And Geralt is snowballing out of control at this point. It was a really chaotic and messy couple of minutes. Couple of engagements from both sides, to be fair. But it looks like Geralt still has enough to deal with this. More Disruptors are arriving. Looking at the units tab here again, Geralt, he does have the Stalker lead. 4 Disruptors, the Colossus. And he can just continue to just keep denying these bases. As long as Geralt doesn't take a Nova to the face, he should be okay. Oh my god. Meanwhile, there are now 2 Disruptors available for Hupsaiya, so he can still take a fight. He can still win an engagement. Here we go. Who's going to shoot first? Novas are going off. Novas are going to be going off here. Oh god! Not quite connecting. Clutch snipe from Geralt at the same time. A massive DT counterattack here on left hand side. GG is going to get called. And Geralt will take the series 2-0 just before the DTs hit. Smooch. GG, well played. I was kind of hoping that we would see them get some action in, but Geralt will take the series 2-0 and advance on to the next round. Oh, hold on. GG. As to be expected, again, Geralt coming in as one of the favored players, of course, able to shut down Hupsaiya and advance on in this tournament. I also just realized that we're not on TL. Smooch. I'll add us. There we go. But Geralt will advance on into the next round, and we can have a look and catch up with the bracket. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. And we can catch up with everything that's been going on. Okay. From the top, we have Gumiho blazing his way through. Oh, actually, shout out to Arrowfire. He takes a game off of Gumiho. That is unexpected. Looking at this lineup here, Gumiho should have a pretty easy road to at least the quarterfinals, even the semis. But for him to drop a map here to Arrowfire is very impressive. So shout out to Arrowfire. Of course, he recently joined Matcherino Esports, and I'm sure that has kind of lit his passion, lit his fire, his drive to compete, to improve, and yeah, really impressive result by Arrowfire. So shout out to our French Protoss player. As Gumiho still does advance on forward into the quarterfinals, where he's waiting for the winner of Trigger versus Wayne. A pretty high quality PvZ, very tempting PvZ in Trigger versus Wayne. I believe they have already started. Winner faces off against Gumiho. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Mason going up against Mixu. Winner faces off against Skillus. Oh, once again, the upsets. Full Heart. Shout out to Full Heart. He's an American Zerg player. Full Heart, he hasn't really competed seriously in a long time. He was active at the start of COVID, like 2020 era, and then he kind of stepped away like end of 2021-ish. So it was really sad to see him go. Like, I was a big fan of Full Heart. We would cast him on a weekly basis in Battle of the Americas and all these NA weeklies. So cool to see him back, and for him to take a map off of Skillus. Impressive stuff. Jeez, oh my god, the week of upsets, Pap. Doesn't take the series, but a game nonetheless is very impressive. Skillus is top 3 Protoss in EU, just behind Showtime and Max Pack. So really good stuff. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Björn working his way through, Maples and 11. Björn, whether it's Mixu or Skillus, it should be Skillus. That's going to be a pretty good TVP. It's going to be a good series there. Obviously, Björn is the favorite player, but Skillus has it within him to take maps and even a series. So Best of luck to Skillers and Mixo, of course. You know, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Yo, if Full Heart can take a map off of Skillers, then so can Mixo. Let's be real. As we scroll down a little bit further, we have Solar waiting for the winner of Pig and Nicaract. I think they are still mid-season. Oh, no, sorry. I think they just started their own matches. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Nina versus Rostock. Winner faces off against Solar, Nicaract, or Pig. And then if we go a little bit further from there, we have our series. There it is. We have Gerald going to be going up against Creator in another PvP. And the reason why I wanted to jump on this is because as we scroll down a little bit further, we have Dark facing off against Jason. Dark, I mean, shout out to Jason. He's, you know, he's a bit of a streamer, but he's also, you know, a decent player as well. Is there a world where he can maybe upset Dark? Maybe anything is possible. But Dark should be looking to face off against the winner of Creator and Gerald in the next round. That's kind of where our attention lies for the most part.